What's up, everybody? Parker back here with the Goons channel. We got another how-to today. I took a little bit of suggestions and feedback I got on my other videos, so I'm going to try to apply that to these. But today we're going to install the Protaper 420 Gold chain on the CRF110, the 2020, as well as we have a front and back Sunstar Sprocket that we got. We're going to install those, swap for the stocks, and see what we get out of the performance and see how we like them. But figured I'd upgrade the stock chain and front and back sprockets and see how that goes. So yeah, stay tuned and hope you guys enjoy. Thanks.
All right, y'all, real quick, I just want to show you the parts I got in. So this is our front sprocket, the Sunstar. We're going to replace with the stock. This is our rear sprocket. This one is nice and heavy. Feels pretty durable, so excited about that. And then we also have the Protaper 420 MX Gold chain that we're going to be swapping for the stock chain in hopes that we don't have to adjust it a lot and that the chain doesn't move or stretch at all. So let's go ahead and see what we got. All right, y'all, we have the bike on the stand. So first order of business is we're going to need to take this sprocket cover off. This is the aftermarket JTI that I put on there. For anybody that has the stock cover, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take the two bolts off that stock cover has. So for me, these are going to be Allen heads with Allen wrenches. For you guys, there should be a socket, I believe maybe 8mm socket. So first thing is to go ahead and take that off. We'll do that real quick.
All right, y'all, let's go ahead and take this front sprocket cover off. Alright, y'all, that was nice and easy. Now we have access to the sprocket. That way we don't have to work around anything. Okay, y'all, the next step is going to be taking off the stock front sprocket. So what you'll need is going to be a 10mm socket and then a socket wrench. Go ahead and slide it on. So there's two bolts here. You have the first bolt and then also the second bolt. So the key here to getting this front sprocket off is that you're going to need the back brake to be held. You can easily do this with one person. So what I did, so you go ahead and push the back brake on this side. That way the tire does not roll. So roll it, stop it, put tension on the back brake, push the pedal down. What you're going to do is you're going to twist that bolt, and you're going to twist the other one. And with the brake being on, that tension, you'll be able to break these two bolts loose. Once you break those two bolts loose, just go ahead and unscrew them with your fingers. Got bolt number one. Bolt number two. Twist this guy off. Now we're going to do the back.
We're on the next step here. So the next step to replacing the back sprocket and getting the tire off is you're going to have to start with loosening these rear chain sliders. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to use a 10mm wrench to loosen this back nut, and then a 12mm wrench to loosen the front one. Loosen this one off first, then you can loosen this one, and then you want to do it on the other side as well. Little one first, and then big one comes off. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to break free this nut on the back tire that's holding the back wheel on. So you have to use a 19mm socket or wrench if you have one. I don't have a 19mm wrench right now. I just have this 19mm socket. So you go ahead and put that on. This process works best if you have two people. One to hold the right side and to break the nut loose, and the other to either use a wrench or a socket to hold it. That way the bolt is not spinning on this left side. So you're going to have to break that loose, and then we can take the actual wheel off. Alright y'all, next order of business is we're going to get this chain off. So you can actually take the sprocket off just like so. We'll just set the sprocket to the side. Okay guys, quick tip on removing the chain. So there's one of two ways you can do it. The first way, if you have chain breaker and you don't want to save your chain for any reason, you can use this guy. Look up a video on how to do that. That's a whole another thing. Or you can also do it the second route, which if you can see where the master link is here. So this is the master link. You have to get this clip off, which is super easy. So you can either do one of two things on that as well. They have a pair of pliers that actually act as clip removal. So if you see that there, you just put the pliers on the whole actual link and then you can snap it off just like so. Or if you don't have a pliers that are specifically made for that, you can use a flathead screwdriver. Now just be super careful if you're doing it with this, just not to bend the actual clip, so that way if you do need to reuse that in the future, you can reuse it and it's not all bent. But that's how you get the chain off. I saved mine. I just took the clip off because I didn't want to use the chain breaker. I have my old front sprocket here. Now let's go ahead and take off this back sprocket. I do recommend leaving the tire on the back swing arm because it is easier to have leverage to get this back sprocket off. Let's check it out.
Okay, next thing is to take this back sprocket off. You just have to take these 4 bolts. They have, see, they have an Allen head in it, so we have to take these guys off. They have a nut on the back, so you will need a 14mm wrench, as well as a hex Allen head socket. And you just have to break the nut loose on the back, and then use the hex head to take it off. I use it with a socket. Go ahead and take all 4 of those guys off. Alright, and now you're ready to take the back wheel off so you can put that new sprocket on.
Okay guys, now we have that rear wheel able to come off. We actually got the old sprocket off, so that guy's off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use some Loctite, put it on the actual bolts themselves. That way your sprocket does not come loose. And I have had this problem before on old bikes. Don't use the extra tight glue because then you won't be able to get them off when you need to change it. But just a little bit of Loctite on the bolts themselves. I like to do it on both sides. That way you're going to have secure sprocket. You don't have to worry about anything coming off, and you'll be good to go when you're riding. This last one here. Alright, so that back tire rear sprocket is back on, installed. The bolts are nice and secure with Loctite. Now we're going to go to this front sprocket here, put this new guy on. Okay guys, the last step here is going to be cutting your chain to length. So for this step you will need a chain breaker, unfortunately. As you can see, my chain had lots of leftover links. I just cut it to what the stock chain was. So as you can see, the front sprocket is pretty self-explanatory, so it goes on just like it came off. Make sure you get that that metal washer piece in there that goes in between the bolts and the sprocket. I have the master link that came with the Protaper. That's why I love the Protapers. And yeah, so front sprocket, back sprocket, both Sunstar, and then Protaper MX 420 Gold chain are installed. Last thing you want to do is make sure your chain sliders are on once you get that wheel on. Leave everything loose until you get your chain adjusted to where you want it. Tighten it down, make sure you line it up with the lines on each side of where it needs to be. Tighten these up, and then tighten the back wheel up with this bolt here. Hold that, and then tighten the nut down. Make sure it's super tight, otherwise your back wheel will start to get wobbly and fall off. But yeah, That's it. Now she's on there.
All right, everybody. That was the install and how-to on the Sunstar front and rear sprocket, as well as the Protaper Gold MX420 chain on a 2020 CRF110. She's all freshied up. So we have some more mods and updates, installations coming, how-tos. I'm just doing this for fun, y'all. I don't get anything else out of this except for helping people. But if you guys do have any comments, suggestions, concerns, please feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'm here to help people. That's my goal. I'm just trying to have fun. So if you guys have any questions about the installs, feel free to ask. I'm open to helping however I can. I'm going to try to improve my videos as much as possible too. So just be lenient with me and just hang along for the ride. Appreciate it, y'all. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. That way I can know I'm doing a good job. Also, if you like the content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out and I much appreciate it. Thanks, y'all, and peace.